back to my channel. This is Spring Porter with Spring Solutions LLC. In this video, I'm giving you two student testimonies. One is coming from the Southern District of Florida, and the other one is coming from the Western District of Washington State. If you're interested in maybe working in these districts or hearing a little bit about these deals, please stay tuned. Please note that I am not an attorney. This information is not indicated as legal advice. So the first one again, Southern District of Florida. This student of mine does have an LLC set up. This case is from 2021. It was a Chapter 13 case. I do believe that it got dismissed for failure to make plan payments, as most Chapter 13 cases usually will get dismissed because they can't keep up with the payments to the court, and then their regular household bills, it just becomes too much. And so as a result, the trustee was holding like leftover money once the case got dismissed. So $25.93, that's what was left over. This student of mine reached out to that individual. He asked for 25% plus the notary fee. So that is something that you can do is if the client is not wanting to leave the house, or maybe it'll smooth things, like make things faster for them to send you the documents back, you can always request that a mobile notary be sent to them. And then you can always like charge for that, like on the back end, or include that in your fee. So that's what he did. So 25% of what, $593, what is that, $640 something, $648. And then again, he added in the notary fee. So that's basically it for the order. And you see the business name is there. It went directly into his business checking account. As you can see to the right is an email from this student of mine. He basically wrote, "I received the payment. Thank you for teaching me this side hustle. I got my money back for the course," essentially. A 25% finder's fee plus the charge of the mobile notary fee is basically what he charged. Also, he's like, "I'm a male student." So I think I may have misspoke and maybe labeled him as a woman. I'm sorry. Take no offense. I think I was looking at the name and I just assumed, and I shouldn't make assumptions. I apologize to you for that. So thank you again, Spring. And so I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know about the deal. And here again is the screenshot of the business checking account. And again, it went right in from EFT. So this is coming from the U.S. Treasury. He got approval with the court order, and then the funds go directly to his business checking, $2,593.16. And if you look at the court order, it's the same amount that you see. So at this point, he was able to take out his portion and then give the remaining funds to his client. So he did say also that the court issued a hearing for his case. And I think because there was a scribble as a signature on behalf of the client. And I guess they wanted to just clarify. So it was done over the phone and everything went smoothly. He was still able to get the, the funds. So just keep in mind, as I mentioned before, it's not, hearings are not usually set. But if something, maybe the judge has a question, or maybe there's something with the documents that he wants to, or she wants to ask questions about, they may issue a hearing. But don't be alarmed. You have the documents in front of you. It's just basic questions that they're usually asking. If something is missing, typically it will be the clerk that will just issue you a deficiency and you have to just cure it. So don't be alarmed by, oh my God, what is the judge going to say? They're just really wanting answers for a certain thing. And for this one, it was just a simple signature. They wanted to make sure that the client is who he said he was. And, his signature just was like a scribble and they couldn't make out the name. So that is something that was simple. So at any rate, that is it for this deal. And we'll move on to the next one. Thanks. All right, so in this video, I'm going to be covering the next deal. Again, comes from the Western District of Washington State. Now, the difference between this student and the other one is this student did not have an LLC set up, but he was still able to get the funds directly to him. And as I mentioned, it does not matter if you have one or not. I mean, that preference is going to be up to you. I personally think that you should have an LLC because it may add a little bit more credibility to you in terms of reaching out to the public. And it also can help hide maybe personal information because as you can see, when you're doing an application, you have to include certain information and they don't always redact that. So, when you have an LLC, you could use a PO box and maybe a business number. It's just adding like another layer of protection, if you will. But at any rate, the student was still able to get the funds directly to him anyway. And so here you see the court order. April 14th is when he filed the application to the court. And then May 5th at the top of the court order, you will see the judge's signature and you'll see the court seal. And so it basically says that he filed it on the 14th and then it's basically been approved and the funds go directly to him. And so he was still able to do that. Now here to the right, so from April the 14th to May 5th, that's the time frame when there aren't any issues, nothing is missing, and for this district, that's about how long it took. And so to the right, there's an email saying order received from my student, and then basically he's saying, hey, Spring, just wanted to let you know that I got an order from the Western District of Washington. It was a Chapter 13 case. The case was dismissed before it was discharged. He's just giving me a rundown, and then he said the total amount was $20.56. He took his share, which was 24%. It hasn't been paid out yet, but this email is from May 8th, so I'm sure it has been. And then he had a question about the court order. At the bottom, it says the clerk will disperse the funds immediately, but usually that happens 14 days after. That's typically, the court rule. But again, not every district uses the same forms. Some clerks add in different languages for it to be federal rules. Each state and district does have their own local interpretation of the rule. So it's not exactly the same, but it is a little bit more uniform than working regular state funds or state unclaimed funds. So that's essentially it for this one. He did not have any objections. There was no hearing or anything, I believe, attached to this. It was just pretty open and shut, to be honest. And so that is basically this deal. Now I'm going to cover a breakdown of my programs again. I'm just going to show you the website because I still get a lot of emails from people wanting to know the differences between the two and like what's included. So I'm just going to go over, I'm going to insert a clip and just show you what the breakdown is from the site itself. And then if you have any questions, of course, you can email me at springsolutionsllc@gmail.com. Both students utilize what's in the main program. So again, the main program is $750. The BK hack is $375. And then I have a state unclaimed fund guide as well. And you'll see that on the site that I'm going to show you right now. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, so as I mentioned, here is the Bankruptcy Unclaimed Fund course. This is the main program that I offer. As I mentioned, I've gotten some emails still come through with people wanting to know, like, what is the program? What does it have to offer? So this is the main program here. The link is going to be in the description box of every video, usually at the top. And so this is the main program, and then there's a course curriculum that's listed right here. And then lessons 1, 2, and 3, I typically go over like basic bankruptcy information. I would say that that's the most important step. You can't just go from calling people and, saying something to them until you really understand the terminology and what you're looking at and how to read the court docket. So that's kind of what lessons 1, 2, and 3 are, to kind of lay the foundation. And then I go in a little bit deeper. Lesson 4, how to identify a lead, how to do the research. Lesson 6, skip tracing. Then I show you how to review the claims registry if you're going after the creditor as opposed to the debtor. So I go in detail and explain the difference between the two because they're not the same. And then closing the deal, how to fill in all the documents. So again, I'm walking you through a perfect case scenario. I'm filling in the documents so that you can utilize that. There's a bonus section, some different cases that I included of mine, case studies, because they were unique, they were different. One's deceased, one's out of New Jersey. New York, the Southern District of New York is a little different. So there's different nuances that come up. And then there's a bonus section that just has some other general information for you. I give you scripts, letters, contracts, all of that is listed here. So that's really what's in the main program. Now I do offer this again for $750. And again, all of these, the deals that you get for this course, the funds go directly to you. So your name is going to be on it. Either it's going to come to you in a paper check or it's going to come to you in an EFT, as you saw, from my client. It went right to his business checking account. And so here's the BK hack. This is the other course that I have. Again, here's the curriculum. It's almost identical, the first 3 lessons, because again, that lays the foundation. You got to know who the parties are in the bankruptcy case before you just start clicking on documents. You should know what you're looking at. So that's giving you the foundation again, and then I build it up from there, walking you through a perfect case scenario, motions, orders to the court. Now, this course is different because it's only catered to districts where you have to be an attorney or you can fill in the documents for the client directly. That's what this course is catered to. This is a harder course to sell, and also you would not be able to utilize this for every district. Is really just catered for these few. So this is something that you can do. Again, you're going to be making the funds are going to be coming from the client directly and not from the court for these. So this one is what it is. I did not want to combine these two programs because I did not want to confuse people because the documents are slightly different, and that would have just created a big mess. So I did separate them too because the process is really different. But with this, you also get the certain districts that I cover, communication and instructions to the client, following up with the court, what to do if you have a deficiency notice, orders of unclaimed funds to the court. There's a bonus feature here. I give you certain updates and different information. And again, all the documents and templates. So for this course, it's $375. The main course, again, is $750. And then there's a 2-for-1 bundle if you wanted 2 for $1,000. So that is the pricing. That's the basic outline of it. You can always email me if you have questions at springsolutionsllc@gmail.com. And there you have it. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.